it's Akerra. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be reacting to Gypsy Rose Life After Lockup, Season 2, Episode 3, My Life is a Circus, Is It Not? So it opens up with it doing like flashbacks, and it says that Gypsy Rose says that she doesn't want to go through life being known as the person that her mother. Honey, that's going to be sticking with you the whole time. That's the whole reason you're where you're at right now, doing a Lifetime TV show, Life After Lockup, Life After of what you did. It's always going to be with you. As a side note, that girl changes her hair more than anybody I've ever seen. I would like to go, maybe we should go through one time just to count how many times that girl's changed her hair. I mean, honey, I was getting whiplash from the moment that she got out. The first 3 months, she was like dark brunettes and then went blonde. And then it wasn't blonde enough. She had to go more blonde, more highlights. She wanted platinum blonde. Then she goes back to brown, cuts it. And then where she's like, got a lot of press around her right now. I'm sure that the hairdressers that she's going to is probably kissing her. And so here she is with this dark brown. I would love to be the hairdresser. So she's like dark brown, like, my color or a little bit lighter. Goes in, tells them that she wants to go platinum blonde. And they're like, it's a little bit of a process, but they probably kiss her butt, make it happen. And then like 2 weeks later, she's going in there telling them that she wants to go brunette again, only to turn right back around and tell them that she wants to go blonde. It's already like, it's a process to go from dark brown to blonde. And then she's like, nope, it's not blonde enough. I need it platinum blonde. Going in unsatisfied. Honey, bitch, it's taken a long time to be able to get it to go to platinum blonde. What are you talking about? Whiplash, just. But anyways, let's get into it. Oh, God. Here we got Ken. I don't know about you all, but Ken cracks me up. I don't know what it is. He could not be doing anything. I don't know why Ken makes me laugh so much. There he goes, picking her up. Look at that face. See? You see his face? I do like how Ken calls her out. Like, Ken just tells it like it is with her. And that's probably one of the reasons why she likes Ken so much. Because Ryan just let her run wild, But Ken puts her in her place. And I bet money she likes that about him. Let's snoop and see what all they've got. He's got a gaming headset. He's got that PS5, kind of like, what is it, the Resilient Jenkins? So we've got No Job Ken over here, just like the Resilient Jenkins. If you don't know who the Resilient Jenkins is, it's Stephanie is the mom and Drew is the dad. There's 7 of them in a 1-bedroom apartment until they got kicked out of the 1-bedroom apartment, and now they're all living in a hotel. But Drew, the No Job baby daddy, all he does is play that video game, the PS5. So seeing this, and we make fun of No Job Ken, which I think he does have a job, but it's funnier to say that he doesn't have one. And then here we have, he's fixing that TV so he can play that PS5. He's got the headphones. He's got the remote controllers there. I bet that gets on her nerves. I bet he gets into the game and he doesn't pay her an ounce of attention. And it probably gets on her nerves some. Well, we can pretend that it does. We can hope. They're going back and forth with Gypsy. She hasn't acknowledged the elephant in the room as to why that she's gotten here, meaning like the fame, her status at the moment. She doesn't talk about the elephant in the room, meaning that she manipulated a guy into unaliving her mom. She doesn't really talk about that, which I don't know if that is a part of her parole or not, that she's not allowed to really talk about Nick, but there's a part of me that thinks that she doesn't want to talk about it. She don't want to acknowledge it. She just wants to put it in the back of her head and act like it never happened. But they're constantly always talking about these comments. They went to like a baby therapist, like of how to bring a child into this world, as far as therapy, as far as a child goes. But then they're talking about like real life problems to that therapist. I thought that was kind of funny last episode. But he's talking about it again in this episode. It just comments. And then I think she talks about comments as well. You would think that they would just turn the comments off. There's been times that I've gotten bad press, and you know what? I don't even watch the videos. I don't look at the comments. I just turn it off and just pretend it don't even happen. People call me and be like, have you seen that video? No, I have not. I have not seen that video. We're not going to see the video. Just turn it off and pretend it don't even happen. That's what I would do. He's talking about the comments as in that they try to change people's perspective. Now, I will give him that. Like, this was last year when we really didn't know that much about Ken. But after he went on Sir Morbid Live, Yeah, Sir Morbid is a YouTuber. You may have heard about him if you've been following Gypsy's stuff for a while now. It was Sir Morbid, and he came. It wasn't planned. He just hopped on a live, and the conversation. I don't know. There was something that was said in that that made me like Ken. I don't know. I kind of do like Ken, and I don't hate Gypsy. I don't. Yeah, I kind of like Gypsy, but I don't like the unaliving part. But I'm a lot more open minded than a lot of other people, though, too. Yeah, I don't hate Gypsy. I just hate what happened, and I hate, that Nick's still in prison. I do think that he got an unfair trial, but it's just not in my blood to go on some hate train. I mean, I can be critical, but as far as like a hate campaign, it's just not in my blood. But if that's what people want to do, go for it. That's on you. I'm not over here judging. I just personally can't do it. So, but I guess he's trying to get people to change their perceptions of what they think of him. And I don't know. I think Gypsy might, be able to turn it around.
Celebrity status.
Celebrity status. Did you hear? I do think that Gypsy enjoys being in front of the camera. But in Gypsy's defense, Gypsy also enjoyed being in front of the camera before all of this happened. They're getting ready to go to California for the trip to, what is that? Some university to talk about prison reform. And it's the morning of them leaving. And Ken, what is this? He's just got a whole pile of stuff on his bed. Hasn't even packed yet. That would drive me mad.
Do you have a light?
Oh gosh. He said he's contemplating if he's going to wear a hoodie or not. Well, prior to me watching this, I did kind of look through TikTok to see what people were talking about with this episode. And one guy said that was commenting about him talking about wearing bringing a hoodie. And he said, well, why are you planning on bringing a hoodie? You're just going to be rolling up the sleeves anyways. Everything that you wear, you're just rolling the sleeves up. So why are you going to bring a hoodie? I thought it was funny.
I can't find my suit pants, and this is a problem.
She's probably took him somewhere. Her and her little organization that she gets into. You don't see Gypsy lift a finger much, except when it has to do with rearranging clothes or it has to do with Ken. She's probably put it somewhere.
To go to San Francisco.
You know where my boots are?
Ken can't find his boots. He can't find his belt. He can't find his pants. Well, that's all because I'm sure Gypsy, on her 2 days a week that she's been over there, has gotten bored and started rearranging stuff. That's why. He didn't even fold his clothes when he put it in that little, he didn't even fold the clothes. He just threw it in there. I spy with my little eye vape. I don't go nowhere without my vape. So we have Mike, which is Gypsy's former defense attorney, is now Gypsy's manager. I'm curious on how much money he's getting paid. Right? I don't know. Is that a self-driving car? It looks it. Oh my gosh. I never saw one of those. So now she's getting ready to get dressed in that outfit, honey. Which I don't have no room to talk. At least she's got a lot more style than I've got. But it was not very flattering, was it? And I think I saw some TikTok or whatever that Ken was referring to her as looked like Hillary Clinton. Yes. Does she wear suits like that? Does she probably need to... Or maybe he was talking about like the other pantsuits and stuff that she wore would be like Hillary Clinton. Well, in that case, then you're Bill Clinton, and what the hell? Who's Monica? Right? I will say I do think that Mike, her defense attorney and her now manager, I think he does truly care about her. And I do think that he does have her best interest at heart. So, and he said that she needed somebody to help her navigate all these things. What better person than to have an attorney, not to mention an attorney that you've had a relationship with for a decade. So I think that it's an extremely good fit for her. It is kind of sweet to see her defense attorney watching her do that speech, which Gypsy does a really good job at public speaking. Yeah, she's just a natural when it comes to that and being on TV. or just being, in front of the camera. I think that she's just a natural with it. And to be able to see her defense attorney, which I don't even think was he court appointed. I'm not sure if he was court appointed or if they were able to hire one. I'll have to look that up. But to be able to, kind of go full circle, I don't know. It's just a kind of a poetic moment.
So I feel like if society could open their minds a little bit more and have a little bit more kindness and start seeing the individual and not everything else, the exterior or the past. I have a choice now to make myself into whatever I want to be, and that should go for everybody. You're not defined by your past, your status, or anything else. You can choose.
But Nick, the guy that did the unaliving that was manipulated by her, doesn't get that opportunity. I'm not a psychiatrist, but I do think that Gypsy has BPD, borderline personality disorder, and they have like the mood swings, you know what I mean? Or she might be bipolar too, I don't know. She's got something going on where her moods, she'll be like we've seen throughout this episode, she's on a high. It switches like this, and you're walking on eggshells. And I think that's what we're getting ready to switch to. They're getting ready to go out on this boat, and the producer asks her, what do you like about being a celebrity or being famous or something? And she says, I don't. Of course she does, or she wouldn't have been doing all those things. She would have turned them down. She wouldn't have been putting herself out in the spotlight. She wouldn't be on social media if she truly didn't. It's just, the mood swings. You can see the flip. I mean, you can just, even as a viewer watching, you can see how her mood shifts. It goes from here, and then whatever this is, you can clearly see it. And then she's talking about how she doesn't understand how the speaking engagement went so well, but then she gets online and then she starts to see all these negative comments. You're not going to be making everybody happy. You're not. It's like it's the black or white is what I'm talking about, because that's what BPD. It's one way or the other. There's no gray area. So she is saying they all looked happy. They're not all happy, so it must be all bad. That makes sense. What I saw when I was there yesterday, it looked all good. It can't be both of what it truly is. I'm sure she had supporters, and I'm sure there are people that hate on her, kind of like that gray area. And now she's talking about that she's confused as to why that she's now getting hate for it, because it looked to be all positive. Because she can only see, in my opinion, black or white. There's no gray area. And that's put her in a very bad mood, as we'll probably see. He's got those sleeves up again. And there she is talking about him. Is she talking about haters again? She's talking about it again, about people talking about her. Honey, you just need to ignore it. Just don't pay it no mind. Hell, there's videos about me that people have talked crap about me. I haven't even watched them. Still haven't watched them. Don't pay it no attention. Probably. So they're still in California, and they're going out on a boat, I believe. A romantic evening, a little boat. She is still in this mood. Highs and lows. We're on a low right now, walking on eggshells. And they are, which she's also pregnant too, which I'm sure makes it worse. But there's some rowers, which it's like a group of 8 people out there rowing, right? And I guess somebody hollered her name. She's annoyed by it. Honey, you've put yourself out there 5,000 times. And then she goes on to talk about, highs and lows. She goes on to talk about how she wishes that she could have one night that she wasn't noticed, wasn't in the spotlight, what have you. And if you look at it, honey, they're out in the freaking middle of the ocean, middle of the bay. There ain't a soul to be found, honey. You are having a night by yourself with nobody bothering you. It was like one rower, earlier in the day, and here she is saying that she wishes that she could have one night to herself without nobody recognizing her. You do have it. There ain't a soul to be found. The only be fish. Yeah, they're out on the boat. She's in a mood, but she's also pregnant. Yeah, so okay, let's go back. So let's see how many people waved. So they hollered Gypsy. Look at all the people. Let's see. How many people waved? Two. Two older grandmas, it looks like, waved. Two older ladies waved. Just a wave. She looks annoyed. Even the music starts, like the angry music, the suspenseful music starts.
Say Gypsy. I want to go in the cabin.
This time, Ken's having a great time. And she says, GD. She could have just waved back to him. He asked if she's doing okay, and no, she's not. No, she is not having it. She says that sometimes she feels like a circus animal because of her past. No, has nothing to do with your past. No, they're not looking at you because of your past. They're looking at you now for what you've been doing since you've been out of prison. You've had two TV shows. You've done a book. You've been all over on social media. That's why they're looking at you. I don't think that they're looking at you because of, oh, that's the one that unalived her mom, right? For right now, I mean, people might, have their opinions about it, what have you, but people recognize you now for what you've done since you've gotten out of prison, right? I don't know. Let me know what you guys think in the comments.
Heartbreaking at times.
Heartbreaking at times.
There are times that
That's who's buying your book. That's who's watching the show. That's who's buying your house.
circus animal because of my past. It is heartbreaking at times.
Heartbreaking.
Like I don't want to be treated any different.
Treated any different? They're just trying to say hello to you.
Yes.
They're trying to say hi. The very thing that she's been talking about this whole episode about wanting to be seen in a positive light, wanting to change the opinions of others, and then the second that they give her what she's wanting, now she's annoyed with it. Now she don't want to be a circus animal. Now it's annoying. She just wants to be able to have one night. I don't know. Ken says they've only been back together for 6 months at this point. You know he's doing? He's trying to play a little guessing game of what am I dealing with? What, tiptoeing. Let's see what's going on with her.
A lot about each other.
Just trying to figure you out. Yeah, why are you pissed? What set the trigger off? That's exactly what he's thinking. Ryan had the same issue.
Sense when her energy's off.
Her energy's off, that's right.
Put into words. It's just like a feeling you get in your.
Ken's like, it's hard to put in words. It's a feeling that you get. I bet it is a feeling that you get. You're walking on eggshells. You don't know you're going to be able to crack one. You don't know which way to go. Don't know how you're going to be able to poke the bear. You can feel it. I bet you can't feel it. The wrath of Gypsy. Yes.
Sometimes I just don't want to be recognized. Like I just want to have a nice evening and not have to be Gypsy Rose Blanchard.
So she says that she wants to be able to have just one nice evening, that she doesn't want to be recognized, that she doesn't want to be Gypsy Rose Blanchard. They're literally out in the middle of the ocean on a boat with just one person driving. Literally, it was just one boat, two grandmas on a rose, passed them, said hello. That was it. That she ignored. Ken was more interested in him. Ken was looking at him, trying to wave or whatever. She didn't want that. No, that was annoyed. She was annoyed with it. Make it make sense. Honey, I'm confused. Now they go to a psychic. Why in the world would you go to a psychic? Here you are saying that you've been a circus animal this whole time. How much you want to bet how much do you guys want to bet that psychic knew exactly who she was? They know exactly who she was. Got a camera up there. Like, you got a camera filming it. Professional camera. Like, that's not going to send off her spidey senses or whatever you want to call it. She knew exactly what she is, and I'm sure they kept up with the drama. I mean, who hasn't kept up with the drama? They've had to see it somewhere. If you've been on social media in the last year? Yeah, in the last year or two.
So this is a combined reading, so it's a lover's reading.
Lover's reading. Of course it's a lover's reading. She knows.
Energy-wise says the lover's card is there. energy says growth around family.
Growth. I can't. So the first thing the psychic says is there's a growth around family. Well, you don't say. She's pregnant when she sits down. Oh gosh, that's funny to me.
Patience at time. How's your patience?
Oh, the second thing is patience at times. Yes, she ain't. Yeah, that's no secret.
Getting better.
Yeah.
Brought both of you together for a purpose and a reason.
Well, that don't tell me nothing. So she says that the universe brought you guys together for a purpose and a reason. Well, of course, if it's every couple there is, the universe brought them together for a purpose and a reason. You're not telling me nothing new, nothing different from just observation.
Strong connection, soul connection there.
Of course, there's a soul connection.
Both of you. And I feel like this is why the connection was so strong. Just in the beginning of meeting each other. You're very.
So she called out their break. Of course, she called out her break because they've been all over social media in the last year. Everybody knows that she cheated on Ryan to get back with Ken. Who doesn't know that?
The universe brought you guys a full circle, like back around together.
That's great.
And it says energy wise, work and personal. So you try to stay away from drama.
Okay, so she says, oh, maybe a move, because if they are going to see her, they don't look like they're from California. So she's probably like, oh, what did your neck of the woods bring into California? Probably kind of looking at them that they don't belong in California. Maybe not, but because you guys don't look like you belong. Well, Ken doesn't. Gypsy might, but Ken kind of looks like, he belongs somewhere like Texas or wherever he was from, not California. And their accents are probably not California either. So you don't say it was a move.
Both of you stay away from drama, but drama tends to follow you everywhere you go.
Drama following. Of course, she knows exactly who they are.
And it's hard to let new people in. You're not the same person.
It's hard to let new people in when there's literally a Lifetime camera sitting right there. Of course not. They're probably, recording. They probably had to get her permission to be able to be even on Lifetime channel. She probably had to sign an NDA she probably had to sign an NDA or something to be able to be recorded like that. Hopefully somebody that watches the show also does tarot readings and they can tell us what those cards mean.
I'm a skeptic. I don't believe in any of that stuff. So,
So she's talking about how she doesn't believe in any of that stuff, but that she was a skeptic, but now she kind of believes. Honey, that girl knew. You need to go someone else. I do believe personally, I wouldn't say I'm a skeptic, but I would be skeptical of certain people. I do think that certain people, a few people, have a gift. Like Tyler Henry. I think Tyler Henry has a gift. They've even done tests and stuff on his brain, which it's off the charts. If you haven't ever watched that, you need to go watch that. And then there's like a couple, like there's this one TikToker, the Ball Sky. I'll put up her picture here, but she claims to be able to, she claims that she can talk to spirits that have crossed over, and she does like one-on-one sessions, and they're off the charts. She reminds me a lot of Tyler Henry. And I tried to book one with her one time. It's like $700-800. It's expensive. Yeah, $500 for half an hour or $700 for a full hour. I don't know. It was up there. But I tried to book one with her. Honey, she was booked out for well over a year. So, but she goes on live and stuff sometimes. But I do believe that certain people, what I'm trying to get at though, is I do believe that certain people have a gift, but I think that tarot readings are just more for fun, just for fun to see. Now, I do believe in like energies, like, what is that? The Charmin residence, like how energies come through. Like it's always like if I'm in an irritable mood or if I'm having trouble sleeping, I'll go and look at the Sherman residence. like TikTokers that keep up with that stuff, and it's always like there's a big spike. It never happens. It always happens like that. Like if I'm having trouble sleeping or if I'm like in an irritable mood or what have you, like there'll be like a big spike of energy. And also the energy from the full moon. I can say that for a fact of times that I've worked in, nursing facilities and even myself. Like if I'm having trouble sleeping with insomnia, because I normally don't have trouble sleeping, but when I do, I'd be like, I bet it's a full moon. And if it's not the day before, the day of, or the day after, it always seems to correlate. So that Gypsy hanging out with Mia again, and here she is talking about people and their negative comments again. Like you would think this is days later, right? This is days later, and she's still talking about the negative comments. Like you would think, first, when you're first being asked, which we don't know how this was edited, but you would think that she would be, yeah, I got to see San Francisco. Me and Ken went out on a boat. We did this, blah, blah, blah. But it's about the negative comments. What you went there for?
Yeah, that's what I went there for. So
She's talking about her experience from the speech that she gave. And she said that some of the students that were recording her and that she had met in person seemed genuine, super nice. And then she goes on social media after the fact, and then they're talking crap about her. And then she said that she wound up crying her eyes out at night. Honey, you're never going to see that person again. That's the way I've always, you're never going to see that person again. Or this could go for anybody. If people ride with you, those people will ride with you. The ones that don't, you don't give them no time or day. You don't think about it. You just let it go in one ear and out the other and move on with your life. They do not serve you. Move along. Then that goes for anything, anybody. The people that care about you will ride with you, and the ones that don't. And that's okay. They can go on. Hateful content creators were driving by her house on a live stream. Now, I don't remember hearing about this. So it must have, I don't know who it was. If you know who it was or, what drama was behind it, let me know in the comments. But I don't remember hearing anything about it. But so it shows Ken answering a phone call, and Gypsy says that I guess he asked her if she feels safe, and that she said that she didn't sleep last night, that he would come get her in a couple hours. Well, if she didn't feel safe, why didn't he come last night instead of in a couple hours the following day? I don't know. You would think that he would have, if she truly felt unsafe, that he would have been there the previous night, the night that it happened. But I do think that that's kind of creepy. I mean, driving by somebody's house, but I don't know the context of which. I mean, why would you want to do that on a live stream? I don't know.
Like how the profile and an account on.
I don't know who it was.
For Gypsy is posting all kinds of negative.
He seems like, on his phone, it's My Gypsy. He's what he's got her logged in as, is My Gypsy. It is possible that he did go and get her that night because where the stipulations of her parole, maybe they can't be public about that. I don't know. Maybe she was in the next room when he made that phone call. You don't really know with, TV or what have you, but TV production, that could have been a reenactment. Who knows? But that is kind of weird. I just don't remember hearing about that at all. I don't know who it was. Now I'm curious of who was driving by our house on live, and why would they do that? What prompted them to do that? Okay, so that's the end of episode 3. Now we're going to get into, now it's showing us clips of the next episode. Let's see what it is. What's about?
See if I can
Another deputy?
Well, there's this girl on TikTok doing stuff, and
So they called 2 deputies and told them about it.
being Anderson.
Somebody else's name on the birth
Who's the daddy pole? Oh my god. They're showing Ryan with Who's the daddy poll? Oh God, that is funny. Honestly, y'all think the baby's mine. You know how things will set you down a rabbit hole? Well, about this whole daddy, who's the daddy poll, we got Ron here. Ron had said something in the previous episode. It wasn't this season, it was last season, that inclined that I guess Gypsy was still contacting him, or no, he said that he said something that you could have been the daddy, that Gypsy had messaged Ryan and said that that you could be the daddy. And I don't think that Ryan would have lied about that. So that's what sent me down that rabbit hole, was when Ryan said that Gypsy had texted him after she had left and said that it's a possibility that he could be the daddy or something along those lines. Don't quote me. It's been a while back. But that's what sent me down the rabbit hole. And it was left up to like 2 weekends that I had figured out. It's so weird doing it, thinking about, but what sends you down the rabbit hole? I went down the rabbit hole to see if Ryan could possibly be the daddy. And it was left up to like 2 weekends in March, but she conceived April. So I guess she was telling us the truth. But yeah, Ryan, one comment sent me down a rabbit hole. I don't know why I do that shit, but I got curious and started doing process of elimination. But just being curious, I guess. But
What irritates me the most is like Ryan speculating.
Ryan speculating.
I'm gonna have a paternity test done.
You should definitely expect a percentage of the internet to not believe the results.
Ken said that for you can expect basically the whole internet not to believe the results.
This week, I'm gonna have a paternity test done.
You should definitely expect a percentage of the internet to not believe the results.
He cracks me up. Well, we were rooting for Ryan, that's why. It's kind of a boring episode, wasn't it? Not really a whole lot going on. This episode, it wasn't really funny. Ryan, Ken was respectful for the most part. He didn't give us a lot of content to make fun of this episode. Ron's MIA this episode. No Ryan. Yeah, but I love you guys so very much. Make sure to hit the like button. That helps me out in the algorithm. And subscribe if you haven't already. And yeah, leave a comment. And if you can follow me over on TikTok, it's Akerra. It's the same thing. I'm more active over on TikTok, but I love you guys so very much, and I'll see you guys later.